sits on, because she's probably in her floor surrounded by everything that's mentioned. Where on my floor, if it is some, it's dust in the corner. I don't work from that realm. Because she was like, do you have the jitters right now? Are you nervous? And I'm like, why would I be? Nobody here has a gun, so why don't be nervous about it?
Okay, so nobody has a gun, but still, like, when has there been a time where you looked at your creative work and you felt cringe about it? Have you ever experienced the cringe?
No, even my old self, that
Time where you looked at your creative work and you felt cringe about it?
off of my teenage rough drafts. So, like, I got on at 18, and this is just us around, talented, but, like, you know, you say crazy to make your friends laugh and this and that, and that's what propelled my career. So even looking back at that stuff while I'm not there before I am today, I know that's where I was, and I meant it, and I was like me at that time, and I'm like, oh, that's cute. It's like looking at your early drawings or whatever, and I don't cringe at it. And even if it's something like, I don't like it, I don't listen to it, I still have the same amount of love for it because I know what it is and what it meant at the time. I think the thing is, I'm such a fan of myself.
This will be a touchback as that sails over the end
line. And I think in a positive way
so
that,
out come the Bucs now for their first
I'm not judging myself as a
orchestrating
like,
the offense
as like
will be the top pick in the 2018 draft against Baker Mayfield.
Well, his ratio was good last week. Most quarterbacks are really excited about a 3-to-1 ratio, but it's flipped in the wrong direction. He threw 3 interceptions, not touchdown passes, and he only had the 1 TD pass in that game, so...
What's the priority? It was so silent.
What you were saying, like, because that's interesting. When was the last time you felt self-conscious? Because this is human. Even if you're a fan of yourself, even if you like your work.
I don't feel ways like that, but I think it's through different filters. So let me give an example. I don't know if it's gonna answer. So, all right, I just got off on tour. I leave tomorrow for the European leg, and on my tour, I have a crazy hair in this like army suit or whatever, and these big shoulders, and I do weird movements, and it's ill. It's ill. And we're in one city. I forgot what show it was, but the energy was just dead. It just wasn't a show giving me back what I was used to.
The audience.
Yeah, the audience. Yeah. And I'm up there, and I'm like, man, I can't wait till this show is over. And then it got to a point where I'm like, damn, I'm really on this stage, dressed like, man, I look dumb as. Why did none of my tell me not to do this?
He's trying to turn that around and find a way for his team to win.
I like it. And then I actually get weirder. Then the movements is actually, I'm like, I'm here, and then I just actually do
in motion left, Godwin. And they're going to give it to him on the jet sweep.
That makes sense.
Oh, and this one, he may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away.
But I look at it as a positive. Because I kind of like him
come up on second and 8 at the 27-yard line.
Is there any time where your fame is in contradiction or is at odds with your creativity or work? Because I know you like
on the out route. It's caught. The numbers for Sanders last week, 4 catches, 65 yards.
You know what he did all week in preparation for this one? Hydrated.
Salivated.
Yes. Stretched. Dreamed. Going against the last team in the league against the pass. He expects to catch every one thrown today.
You're right. They have struggled 32 of 32 in that category. Here's a fake on the jet sweep, and instead a give up the middle. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. You talk about this Chiefs defense. It's a unit that has had all sorts of issues against the pass. Dead last in the NFL, number 32 in the league.
Take those rankings, throw them right out the window. Because this is what you prepare for. This is what you practice for. This is what you think about. The ultimate test. Taking on the number 1 overall offense in the league.
Saying we don't care.
And they get about 2 there to the 36.
You cannot acknowledge it, but being aware of it is something that I was. I was just like, oh, this is interesting.
Aware of what?
Being aware of what they're saying. Because some people be like, I don't care. I was like, no, I see all of it.
He's got it here. And they stop him up short of the first down as they get him at about the 43. Their opening drive here is going to...
back and was like, what's the disconnect here? Because these bridges are insane. These chords are crazy. These melodies are crazy. What is it? And it took me a while to realize, like, what is the actual disconnect? Because most people just say, whack, whack, whack.
They got 7 yards there, but not enough.
Why they dislike
Fox
something
out to punt here on 4th down.
So I had to take a time out and be like, okay, what's the disconnect? Okay, what's the difference between
just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away.
Put this together.
But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble.
Aren't good. And I don't mean good for them. I'm listening like, oh, I know
there's no magnet in the ball, but sometimes for the punt returner, after such a scramble, it sort of feels that way, doesn't it? He has it, he loses it, somehow the ball finds its way back to him.
Atone for his sin, and you know he's taking a deep sigh of relief right now. The KC offense set to go, led as always by the gunslinger, a former MVP in this league. It's Patrick Mahomes.
And he comes to the end of the season leading the NFL in passing yards. And that's not necessarily something you set out to do at the beginning of the year. It's a good illustration of how remarkable and consistent he's been all season.
And the point I'm trying to make is that part of fame, when people are just on your head about something that you hold dear, like the art, it also is seen as negative a lot now. But that
on the ground. It's Derrick Henry.
The greatest things that could, because it made
and he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down. This running game is so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead him to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity. And that's where they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week. And right now, we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
They keep it with Henry on first down. And they'll get to him quickly here as we're getting just a yard to the 22. These are his numbers from last week's contest. A boatload of carries, 125 yards.
And the way they ran the ball last week, I bring a smile to the faces of the entire coaching staff, because not only are they seeing a bad pile of yardage, they're seeing an offensive line in sync, and that bodes well this late in the season.
But that, for me, is not just
on play action, it's Mahomes. They'll roll him out right. That's complete to Justin Jefferson. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. A gain there of 21 yards. Solid catch there for a man who's been so brilliant this year. Worth pointing out, as we were talking about earlier, there has never in the 60-year history of the award been a pass catcher, tight end, or wide receiver that has taken home the MVP trophy.
And the best receivers I've talked with, they know that stat, and it drives them crazy because they understand that without a quarterback, they don't make the plays that they make. They also don't feel like they get enough credit for bailing out some of the throws the quarterbacks make.
Absolutely. It takes 2 to tango. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. It'll be second down. The Chiefs at 12-2 now on the year, and they come in on the heels of yet another victory. That ran their win streak, Charles, up to 7 now.
And I think that last win, that established them and stamped them, to me, as Super Bowl frontrunners. They're playing with extreme confidence, and you need that in order to go all the way.
Lucky that I was able to,
and he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. That one a first down pickup of 8.
Once more, strong running, excellent blocking to the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
I like that energy.
St. Brown motioning left.
Okay, I'm going to open things up to the flow. And I'm going to step into the Q&A portion. I really want you guys to, Tyler, too, I want you guys to really be able to speak freely to each other. I'm here to kind of support you, but each of them have a question that they want to ask you. We're going to try to get through as many of them as possible.
And this lines up a gain of 4 to 41.
Okay, go for it.
You look at his defense for Tampa Bay. Against the pass, they're hoping to trend in the opposite direction because right now they're ranked number 26 in the NFL.
And it's really difficult to prepare for this game. This is the #1 overall passing team in the NFL. But it shouldn't be hard to get excited about playing against them. The ultimate test, going against that unit.
And that's why you and I are excited to broadcast this game.
Yes.
Meanwhile, Mahomes throw complete to Otten. Dropped at the 35, but he was able to dispense display the agility there. That's good for a gain of 6. And that'll leave him with a third and just a yard. It's safe to say the passing game has found a rhythm. He's now 4 of 4, but might need to be 5 of 5 to keep this drive going here as they face a third down.
And maybe perhaps you show a running play, right? Maybe a little play action here to go ahead and let him throw the ball downfield. I wouldn't get away from him flinging it because 4 for 4 already. I think he's got a good chance of picking this one up here on third down.
Gain of 7, and they pick up the first.
First minute to the last minute, no one else was there, just me. And luckily, I only drink water. I don't drink alcohol, I don't smoke or nothing. But I try to stay physical
Now Mahomes.
throughout even my downtime. So, like, ride my bike as much as I can. Going along to someone out there that's like, you know, walking off Santos. I was like, all right, dude. Like, we'll park our car somewhere and we'll go walk to the store or whatever, the movies or whatever. Like, you got to also
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
In Miami, losing Miami. I had a show 2 weeks ago, and we had our off day.
On the ground, this is Joe Mixon.
Walked in and sushi and found this ice cream spot.
Down on the play by Amani
And then the homie just walked in and was like, "You're in."
There and he nicely
He just had a bunch of 37-year-olds playing tag for 5 minutes. But you need that inner child to keep you going because it works in both ways, physically
Now
and
2nd and 5.
the creative when you're just like, oh, what's that? And like that curiosity, both
Again, it's Mixon.
I think you'll be straight.
And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. It's an 8-yard pickup that leads to 1st and goal. Couple of nice carries back-to-back here, establishing the ground game.
These are bare bones runs now. I mean, they're getting substantial yardage, the kind of yards you're looking for, right? Let's go ahead and use a cliche. Stand to the change, right? 5 or more yards each time, that's what you're looking for.
And he's in for the score. And his spectacular season continues as he ties the NFL touchdown record.
He is phenomenal.
So both sides of the football contributing here early. Their defense forces the punt, and then the offense takes it down the field and punches it in on the short touchdown run.
And Brandon, that's good complementary football, and that's what they're going to need if they want to get out of here victorious.
Harrison Butker is on for the extra point. And his kick is good to make it 7-0 KC.
And I'm getting into writing my first comic book right now about a black girl who's a superhero and her hair powers. So that's kind of like the thing that I'm trying to transition into.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
Reached out to me and he was like, wow, I love when you do your hair. It's so unique. I've never seen anything like that. I have the perfect job for you. And when he told me
Tampa
the
Bay,
job,
they're getting ready to set up shop here for their second drive.
Defense
got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. A pretty big opening there on 1st down. 8 yards up to the 33.
It's time for them to be good teammates right here. What I mean by that is, possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs.
Have them give me a chance to style their hair, or you know what I mean? Like I can elevate a
On
look. Like I
2nd
can
down, they'll run with
create
right. And
something,
this won't
you
be
know, that
enough
can
to pick up the
be beautiful
first.
and
A
not
gain
like,
of 2,
you know,
3rd and
so it's just
1.
like, how do I
This
kind of
defense for the
navigate that?
Chiefs, they were excellent last week in the win over the Chargers.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there. And they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
And he's going to have a Bucs first down as they're able to convert, albeit not by much, on 3rd and a yard. That right there, a good sign for a team that's had trouble converting 3rd down so far this year. They're the bottom 5 in the NFL, but they come through there.
Yeah, I bet if we put our guy Marvin on the case and say, Marvin, tell us
And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. Inside the 10, and he takes it down deep into enemy territory. 76 yards rushing for him here as he starts to draw closer to a 1,000-yard campaign.
so close, couldn't get all the way in, knocking on the doorstep down the run. Nevertheless, fantastic run. Not only that, this is where you wave to your replacement, go back to the bench. No way, I'm not coming out of this game. I got it down to the 1-yard line. I want to carry it in.
We'll see if they reward him on this next play.
2017, the one after the one that everyone hated.
Now a nice play defensively on first down as this is knocked away and incomplete.
I absolutely love that play call there. They just came up with a big play. They got momentum in their direction, and they come back and take the shot at the end zone. Just unable to complete it, but I love their aggressiveness.
And you feel like the defense, a sigh of relief, could have been back-to-back really big plays. And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in. And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. It's a loss of 2. Now third down.
I thought they were onto something with their play call and kind of went in reverse a little bit. Threw it on first down, then ran it on second down. Not successful either way. What play call do they come up with here on this important third down try?
I don't like his raps, but the production's great. I don't like his production, but I love his pockets when he does this. Now they're looking at me
White
in a different dimension.
is into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown.
And the compliments I get have a different weight to me because now they're
And they would not be denied on the ground, powering it in just one play after they got stopped short.
How about how many tight ends are on the field? Because in today's NFL, we think of the tight end more as a pass catcher. For this group, they tell them you've got to be able to run block to stay on this team. And they committed to it and got it done right there.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
Piano or the drum, like, show them, like, by the way, this is what I do. This is the real deal thing that I
And he
do.
brings us out past
Giving
the
them all
20
the
to the
context of,
24.
like, why you're you is important. I don't know what that is. I don't know how you do that in your
Trying
play,
to create
but I
some
remember
space to
doing
run,
that
they
for
created
me.
the penalty.
And you work on it so much. You work on it so hard. But it's tough to simulate game speed in practice. And that often runs into a penalty.
Now Patrick going to change the play.
What you really do. And some people post like my brain's farting, I'm glitching. But like some people
Mahomes
show
now on
the
first
process. And some people will.
Open man right side
Like
is
I
St.
noticed this like a
Brown.
few years ago, like if you go to someone's page
And
or
he's
sometimes
got it
social
past the
media,
30 before he's hit and dropped.
before you click it,
Now we're
like
going to get a timeout.
stop
Here's
frame,
we
the
got
frame
Ranger
of it is like the
Buccaneers.
finished piece.
And now what you want to see this late in the season, medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment.
The people that stay, they're
From
going to
the 32
see
now, here's first and 10.
whenever they went into it. And then when they hit that person up for some type of opportunity,
Inside
it's
handoff to
going to be a
Mixon.
different talk than if they just see them.
And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
I know what that feeling is like, and I want to do it my own way.
That's
Okay, now
Juwan
let's move
Taylor,
on to
the
you
right
next.
tackle.
Yeah, sure. I was kind of thinking about what you said then, and it kind of made me think of another question. I make things, I make paintings, me and my friends make music.
After the penalty, it's
And I'm
Henry.
working on some short films.
And he'll
Now
fight
I've
forward to
got a
about the
project coming up with
27-yard
my friends,
line.
which is music. It's two band
Adafe
projects.
Owe there on
And
the
like,
tackle.
whether I use the
Well
platform
done
I
to sniff
made
that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty
as the way
quickly.
to
I love
achieve
that
certain
description
projects.
because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the
Because it's
football.
like a group thing as well.
Mahomes to the right side and
Like,
complete to
it's
Jefferson.
It's like bringing
And
them
he'll go
up,
out near midfield at the 49. 23 yards the pickup there.
Me brushing my teeth and me walking, it's two different parts of me, but it's from the same body. And you can't allow the folks who like your paintings, you can't be so caught up on them feeling away because you also make music.
This one complete. It's Rasheed Rice.
Hyphenate person.
The gain of
They don't
5.
got a problem
And
with
that'll
it.
make it second down.
Like you
Oh, I see you
cannot
nodding
hear
your head
yourself
along with
because
me,
you
partner,
scared
because
the
it's
dude
pretty
likes
obvious
the
what
way
they were
you
trying
do
to do
your
there on the
brush
drag
strokes.
route.
Like
With
the
his
snare
speed,
you added.
hoping he can turn the corner and
that's
maybe
nice,
take
that's
this to the
nice.
house.
Because
But
it's
that
like
was excellent work defensively
as well.
to make sure once he
Like,
caught
for a
it,
film
he
I
wasn't
made up
going
and I
anywhere.
Check out. I feel like that was my contribution. Whereas this is a bit different, but I'm not the front runner. So I suppose that's why it's a bit different.
Oh, bro, like I have folks who
On second down, here's
I was
Mixon.
here 2 weeks ago.
Got a strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 35. An 11-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Chiefs first down.
But your bedding and the color palette you use in your clothes, I love it. And I was so excited.
Now here's
I was
Mahomes.
so excited about that because
That's
it's
called
something
in
that I
by
did
St. Brown. second down.
I'm not going to say I don't like my music. I do so many things. People who like the clothes and stuff I make that don't give a about my music. And it's folks who love my music who just want to wear sweats and white tees. They don't want to dress
Mahomes
like
now to throw.
box all the time. And
He'll
that's
go right back to St. Brown. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. That catch, number 750 of his NFL career, and it puts him even with not just one, but two Hall of Famers, Michael Irvin and Charlie Joyner. So some pretty good company at 7'5".
Basically, I'm a skateboarder.
Playmaker,
So
Michael
my
Irvin,
biggest
and
thing
the guy
is
who just made plays, Charlie Joyner. That's what we're seeing here.
I really want to do this trick, and I know there's like a big risk of me getting hurt.
Being
But
open,
if I
and
land
turning
it,
it into plays
everyone's
that
gonna
you
like it,
remember.
and that's gonna be the one. But then what if I land it and they don't like it? You know, so I feel like my biggest thing is a lot of the time I seek validation from other people, whether it's trying to make my family proud, whether it's trying to impress my friends, or posting stuff online. And I know like you always talk about like not caring what people think and stuff like that, but I feel like in real life it's hard to really not care what people think. Like yes, everyone's always gonna have an opinion on you, but it's like you want, like you said, that instant gratification. So I guess my question was like, how did you like stop seeking validation from other people? How did you start trusting yourself and your work and what you like? And especially like when you were first starting out, basically, like how did you just get that confidence?
Only first down, so he smartly got the yardage he could get and didn't worry about trying to turn it into a bigger play and end up taking a bigger loss. Here, they can regroup and get something different going here on second down.
Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's third down.
They really confuse offensive linemen at times, and what you have to do is lock in on the guy right in front of you. If you don't, you saw the end result. Defensive tackle ended up making the play.
From my friends and the stuff they tell me, like, oh yeah, so-and-so.
And he is into the end zone, and the touchdown record is now all his. So his strong first half continues as he finds the end zone here for the second time.
And definitely good blocking at the point of attack, and you just have to love watching the way he can create space down near the goal line, and he's able to take it into the end zone.
Butker on for the PAT. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. So that was a long 11-play drive. Derrick Henry able to finish it off with a touchdown run. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
So much that it just bled out, and that's why people gravitated to him.
It will not be a return here. It's a touchdown, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line.
All the things, but he just
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. So remember, Charles, last time they were out here, they scored, but they just saw the opposition score, and they're trailing right now, so they're trying to keep pace here. They need a touchdown drive.
Well, if you're a fan of offense, you're loving this, but if you're a fan of defense, this is tough to watch, and it's also tough to keep that up when you just watch your opponent march down the field on a scoring drive. They're less than double-digit snaps. You need to score here, not just to follow the momentum from the right front, but put the onus back on your opponent. And that's what they're doing right now, swapping that onus.
So a completion good for 6 yards. And that'll leave them with a 3rd and 2. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Mayfield on 3rd and 2. He's got the first down and more. And all the way up to the 45-yard line. First catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a first down.
I like the fact that they didn't overcomplicate things on that call. 3rd and 2. Just run a quick little hitch, which they did. Falls out of quarterback's hands. And yes, indeed, they took up the first down.
First down, here's White. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. Officially, it's a
get to the point.
That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Because what I'm working on is very much it's like inspired by like in college.
Working out of the gun, Mayfield.
Those songs that love songs that
It's complete. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 34-yard line. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here. Over 20 yards.
That was a fun one to watch right there. Nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
Oh my God.
First and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 34. Now Mayfield. Quickly here, that's complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 10 more for him on that one. He's been a busy man. It's a first down.
Where the vision for what you have is bigger than maybe
play action now. Here's Mayfield.
Resources, what you have.
Looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. So
God damn!
The pitch and catch.
Bitch talking all over the place.
Don't say words like that when we talk about what you working on.
They'll throw again. There's Mayfield. Throwing a slant down here, complete. And the Bucs are going to be set up with a first and goal here. It's a tackle made at the 9. Now we're going to get a timeout. Because we've got an injured Buccaneer. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside.
Yeah, seriously, when I was 15, I had dreams of starting a magazine. That was my main dream. It was what we call Our Future.
Throwing,
and the goal
Mayfield.
Was to
and in for the Buccaneers touchdown.
Fuck.
A great play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bucs are an extra point away now from tying this ball game.
People in those mediums, so I grab kids from the skate park and then the photographers I know and then all the rappers and
point after, right down the middle. And we are tied at 14. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And it ends with a touchdown for the Bucs. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. This will be returned from deep in the end zone. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line. So bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision. Loses him about 4 yards. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And they'll be looking to build off of a nice drive last time. A drive that really relied on the quarterback.
Making good decisions, distributing the ball well, distributing it accurately, keeping it away from danger. A really nicely run drive.
But now the defense, what adjustments do they need to make in the passing game?
Pass rush, pass rush, pass rush. There's the guys up front, or maybe you bring additional guys, but you've got to disrupt the timing.
We'll see if they can disrupt it here. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down.
They made a nice effort to stick it with a loss for that play, but it's going to take more than that to keep him from advancing the ball. Should be an entertaining battle anytime he tucks and runs over the second half of this contest.
3rd down at 6. Here's Mahomes to throw.
Don't let the lack of
Dancing to his left.
whatever you consider.
And Mahomes picking up the first as he slides and hits the deck. A solid gain of 15 yards in the sticks move.
Certainly not a positive sign if you're the D coordinator and you see your guys give up that space so early in the game. 3rd down, that's when the clamps are supposed to come out. But his ability to create things with his legs makes things difficult.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. Look at this. Middle of the field. A breakaway. And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10, right at the 40.
And also getting into writing and filmmaking. And like,
the right side
I have a few projects that I started writing recently that I'm like,
there. He gets it down to
hoping
about
to
the 39.
write, act, and direct, which is crazy.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
So,
They'll run it
I'm an
again with
actor, as I
Henry.
said. I feel like it's a weird
Give him
medium
3 yards, and now they're left needing a
can't do it by
conversion here
yourself
on
ever.
36.
Unless I'm just like doing my monologue in my room and
players on
just
any
for fun,
football team,
which is a
defensive
part of it.
tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks, allow other people to make tackles.
You are
When he can
in this
make a play
collaborative process
himself,
with so
as
many
we just saw
people,
there,
and you go on
that's
set
a
and
big
you do
deal.
it, and then the first time that you see
Now on 3rd
what you
down,
did
pass
is like
knocked
probably at
down
the
in
premiere, and you're like,
backfield and incomplete.
why did they use that
So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away
end up in this experience where you don't actually have a lot of control over the finish product, versus things where you're also directing, also writing, like overseeing more aspects of it. And so, like,
Charles, a season
how do you not let that lack of control impact
the special teams
the work you do
coordinator,
when you
because
are
he's the one who has to tell the head
like,
coach in pregame, this is where we trust him from. This distance, he can hit it, and he repaid that trust by knocking that one right
this
through.
day, this week, whatever. Like, how do you...
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after getting up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
And I was like, hey, I'm here for you. What do you need? I hope I'm trying my best.
Here's White. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. They'll be back at the 36. 2 yards to loss, second and 12. Mayfield to throw it. This ball tipped, and it's going to be incomplete. Fortunate maybe to get that back. It's third down.
When a linebacker diagnoses a screen, who wins? The quarterback getting a throw over to the back in time, or the linebacker running in to knock it away? With the athleticism of modern linebackers, they win the race more often than not.
The offense on third down tonight, they've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This is third down and 12.
I was like, no, I'm not going to be
That's complete to his receiver, Godwin. They'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. Here's Jack Fox on the punt.
Of course, we want to be the best at whatever that is, but also leaving a bit of grace in there for yourself to mess up.
Emily, do you want to join in?
Kamara now to return.
I was going to chime in, but I was like...
So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards. And it's Chiefs football, first and 10. And we spotlight Derrick Henry now. It may just be the second quarter, but he's in his own well on his way to eclipsing that 100-yard mark.
And when a back has a game, as we're witnessing right now, his name's going to be in the books. But it's really a collective deal, isn't it? Because that means he's getting plenty of blocking, a lot of help from his teammates, and he's making the most of it.
Yeah, he's made the most of it to this point.
Kind of coming of age as artists in like a very internet-heavy way where we're so self-aware as being part of it, but also like film's a very expensive medium, so there's like legitimate like financial stakeholders, and like say loses people a lot of money, like you may not get to make another movie, so just kind of just like
when you have real money on the line.
Yeah, real money, and it's just all those factors of like audience, but also money and all that. Just how do you kind of
first and 10,
still
here's
have creative
Mahomes.
freedom and like be able to.
The left side caught by the tight end Fryermuth. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. And the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total.
It's a well-designed play here. 3 wide receivers in the formation. They're all going to run deep routes to put pressure on the safeties. And then they let their tight end cut his route off a little shorter and work toward the middle of the field. That's a difficult route to try to defend.
And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. Second down.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on rips like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders squared, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
With that comes an awareness.
Line of scrimmage, the 36 on second and 8.
I know how humans react.
They go play action. Now Mahomes, flush to his right. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. It's a loss of a yard, so they'll wind up crediting him with a sack, and it brings up third down.
But it certainly took too long to set up play action. That gave the pass rush time to get home for his first sack of the game. For their sake, they may start to think about a quick game and leave play action alone for a little while.
Knowing facts, knowing this and that,
Throwing is Mahomes on third.
a lot of those things.
Under pressure, and they got going again. Logan Hall fighting through and dropping him for the sack.
So they know for sure what they signing up for. And
minutes remaining
What up, man?
in this first half of football.
Something didn't work. Y'all will have an understanding which allows sympathy to be within the conversation, just in case something does not meet the criteria or whatever that everyone was expecting. It's like, oh, damn. Well, we are a firm that handles billions of dollars. We've lost $5 million before.
So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. This will be spotted just shy of midfield. A 59-yard attempt. Buccaneers kick here is good. And they stretch the lead to 6. It's 20-14 now.
What is they talking about?
So they're able to win that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
You want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks will tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal, you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The Buccaneers getting ready to go as they take the field. As we eat closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession the first half.
Yeah, and this is what first games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with a slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
Oh my God.
A big play that time for Tampa Bay. 54 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be.
Damn, she fired.
A big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield.
It was just me and my crew.
And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Pat Surtain. And the Chiefs are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
I would guess that combined, if you spoke to both defenses, neither side has a lot to celebrate today. They haven't had a lot of stops, but that one right there, that's a big one because they stole points away with that play. And just as importantly, picked up a key stop on an offense that's been really impressive here in the early going.
And when I got that opportunity, I remember saying to myself, let's do it with so much excitement.
So after the INT, here's Mahomes. Complete. Jefferson the target. And he is out of bounds right around the 30.
Keep going, bro.
And just like I was
down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards.
You gotta continue to
They're going to blitz. Likely going to leave you man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Whatever the word is.
Throwing now is Mahomes.
Just hit crazy. Just hit at the right
Middle
time.
of the field to Jefferson.
I think you got to really take a step back and be like,
He'll
okay,
be dropped a yard or two shy of the
what's this
30.
and that, or your next
Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They moved it a combined 33 yards. Now it's Mahomes again. That'll be caught by St. Brown. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half.
Positives of weird situations like that. It was like, yeah, like if someone, it's people now that I'm headlining. Dude, I'm doing 6 shows at Staples.
Second down and a yard.
Stuff like it's a big deal. And it's people still to this day that I will be like, oh, you want me to open for you? Say less.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. Thanks to his running back, it's Alvin Kamara. Well, they are able to stop it, but he does take it all the way to the 2. And they're putting the timeout with 5 seconds left. A chance to try to add 3 points before heading to the locker room.
Right. So does anybody else want to share? Reese? I'm a VHS cinematographer, social butterfly, extrovert.
Now receiver in motion left.
Yeah, that's it. Hey Reese, where are you from? I'm from Jersey. Jersey. It's weird because when it comes to the things I make, I'm like so 10 toes about that.
Final shot before the
I'm
half from
doing something
Mahomes.
that I haven't seen me done before successfully around me.
Great effort there.
Can I take a break real quick to give Tyler
Seconds in the first half.
the first person
And the Chiefs will extend their lead here just before halftime. And this drive, Charles, very well timed as they score with very little time remaining in this first half.
It's like later on in my life, it's like when I already got to college. But like everyone else in my family, like I pretty much consistently getting like some sort of pushback or some sort of explaining myself. I'm definitely always been able to be creative, and I went to college with kids that were they're in the school of business, and I'm here for film, and they're telling me I wanted to be in film, but my mom told me no. Like,
yeah, I saw it, bro. I made a video about it.
I can go and do what I want to do. But it's like he was the only one I understood.
It's tomorrow.
And still, I didn't have a blueprint. Just because you understand me, it's not like a blueprint.
So
and I think I've been consistently having to
the final act of the half
so much trial and error. But now I know what I want to do. I'm a VHS cinematographer, and I'm 10 toes about building this archive and not being erased, and using archival pieces to build archival work. And, you know, a director's gonna put me in that corner of like, you can do VHS because they don't want to film the thing with the VHS. You feel me?
Oh yeah, for sure. Appreciate you watching it, bro.
How do I put myself where I see myself? The fear is just the unknown of like, will I be able to establish what I love the way I think it deserves to be established? That's the only fear, because I know it's hard. I know it's iconic.
The message was at halftime.
Like flag football, I watch championship. Man, congratulations, man. That's dope as hell. What position you play? Like, you was a quarterback or you was like a receiver?
They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers.
Will they get it?
In the first half.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Kamara. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 13 yards there in a Kansas City first down.
You know gold is there, and you gotta walk from Vermont all the way to the goddamn Nevada, California mine and all that because you know that gold is there.
Come on, what?
Too much. Down he goes.
Like, you have to be okay with looking like a psychopath when you say this stuff. In the same way you stand 10 toes down on the art, you gotta do that with every version of it. Like, trust me, I came out.
Mahomes gonna throw.
My first real
Eluding the
video.
pressure right.
I'm on the phone.
And he's got this to Jefferson.
It's in
And he'll
black and
have it
white.
past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 23 yards to pick up there.
Like, bro, what?
And he's over 100 yards now after that last catch. Already, of course,
The
leading the
landscape
NFL
of so
in
much
receiving
stuff.
yardage.
And I stood 10 toes down. You have to do that because
But I've been
you
so impressed with how he's gotten it done. Body control, route running. How about the way he competes for the football at the end of the play?
and to the people that is at that business.
Mahomes throw complete there to Rice. It'll go as a gain of 4.
Wide receiver for sure, man. That what's up, bro. Man, what your favorite wide receiver is, man, in the NFL?
And he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line. But once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Complete. That's Rice. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 28. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll and this drive continues to plunge forward. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn into shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
Nixon with a first down carry.
So you should actually look at how awesome it is.
Even 5 on the carry there, that'll be second down.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive.
Because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense gets a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard.
All right. So I just did a museum show, my first one, and I spent like a year working on it.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Henry.
Cherry ball before, how like when you drop it, so
out of the 23.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on third down.
How did you figure out to change things to where like now it's at the point where like no matter what you change, it's good. Like how can you?
And that forces a fourth down situation.
Once you become known for a certain style, they expect that from you.
Buccaneers kick here is good.
If it was like you kind of figured out a way to switch up things so that you can kind of keep the core fan base and keep the perception good after the whole thing with Cherry Ball.
Well, they picked up right where they left off in the first half. First drive after the break, they come away with 3 and increase that lead.
Yeah, you just want to keep building on that lead, don't you? Whether it's 6 points or 3 points, take everything you can get, keep maneuvering, keep adding to it, keep making it difficult for them to come back.
And I think that plays a big part in the like.
Now Mayfield and the Bucs come up on 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
What you said earlier, make things that's honest to you. The switch ups don't be on some like, oh,
they'll try and start this drive in the air. It's a right side of the lane.
It's like, no,
and from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
Where I'm at right then and there. And
to throw,
Mayfield. Some folks fall off.
He's going to be brought down here in the backfield. Dre Greenlaw getting home on that one.
Fall off that train.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Which is such a beautiful thing.
From the gun, Mayfield.
With that cherry bomb, I had to learn, like, oh, it's not just about the folks that's
and this effort will not get it down. He stopped well short of the first down at the 29.
Like,
give him 8 that time, and that's going to make it 4th down. Here comes the Buccaneers punter now, as he's on to kick it away. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. On the return, it's Kamara. It's a 41-yard punt, but just a net of 31 following the run back. And they will take over 1st and 10. And Kansas City's offense now set and ready to go. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3 in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3.
Not one that I've ever met.
And he's able to get across midfield and down into Buccaneer territory. 89 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. Here's 2nd and 3.
I like your style and taste and thoughts.
And a busy night for Henry continues. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough and run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
What do you call it?
The 20th carry now for Derrick Henry.
Yeah, thank you. Glitch.
Oh, that one well designed as he'll take this down to the 30-yard line. Give him 13 yards there at a Kansas City 1st down.
Well, that last one makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
To where it might be a bit more digestible.
Now they'll throw with Mahomes. On the move to his left. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A nice move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some 7 yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
All that was spoken here today. All the knowledge.
A run by Pacheco on second down. He winds up getting only a couple there, down to the 29.
Still kind of hit a wall.
And the big fella stepped out in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him
What would be your
first.
creative advice?
I don't know at that point.
Seventh play of the drive, forthcoming on 3rd and 8.
I'm a doctor, but I don't know. I just
Working
like
from the gun, Mahomes.
you pivot. You just gotta pivot and
Forced
like
out to
assess the
his left.
situation and like.
And he's gonna have to eat this one as down he goes. But Daffy away. In there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. This officially a 55-yard attempt.
Because of something else, like external.
And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. And that will extend their lead even further. And right now, Charles, this is about building that lead little by little, and they're able to do just that.
And it gets them past the key number 16, so this is now a 3-score lead. Not time to exhale just yet, but that might prove to be an important 3 points before things are settled down.
Bro, it's some things that work in a week. It's something that
Tampa
takes
Bay drops out there now. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
The whole thing, and it took me.
Now a second down throw for Mayfield. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far, brings up 3rd down.
Sometimes it takes a week, sometimes it takes 5 years.
On 3rd down, Mayfield.
At that point, it just depends on the
That
person.
is caught. Now the ball comes loose, and it's picked up by the Chiefs. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line.
The confidence that they've
And if these guys wanted to get back in this game, they needed an almost perfect second half and down 3 scores. A last fumble here certainly doesn't fit into that plan.
It messes with the body.
The papers are turned in, but that didn't work out too well either. Too many mistakes by both of us. I mean, that's just pure and simple. And that's why that's exactly where they are in this ball game. They're going to need a huge turnaround if they want to try to win this one.
Like, say you have...
Y'all was ready, huh? Come on, girl. There you go, baby. Give it up for the ladies. Follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road. Follow me, 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 follow me.
Like a sore throat or something, you can't like necessarily perform or create using your medium. Like you want to make music. I can't do that right now because of like I'm sick. I got the flu or something. Just in that context, because I can't do it until like I'm in. But I know I have a certain amount of time to put out or just create like what's given to me in that time frame. So I was just wondering about that because I was thinking about like if I went to dinner with my peers, they'd be like, I kept you safe like a lot of your life basically because I was not playing football because I had a disease. I was not playing basketball because I had a disease.
Just as he was being tackled there, you hit me on the shoulder because you know as well as I do what just happened. He just passed 17,000 career rushing yards.
What that means is something that he talked to us about prior to this game. So he's now within shouting distance. He can actually start thinking a little bit about potentially chasing down Emmitt Smith's all-time record of over 18,000 yards.
That's crazy. He is firmly in the number 2 spot with eyes on number 1. From the 23, here's second down and 7.
Other ways to get that.
Now back to throw.
Stuff out.
He's got his tight end Fryermuth over the middle. And he's going to be taken down right at the 10-yard line.
That's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage. So timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Coming left is Kamara. And he'll get about 4 there as he takes it from the 10 down to the 6.
But really, that was no surprise there. They've been running it well all game. And I know goals change all the time, but any team will take that type of run each and every time.
Second down and 6 now. Henry up the middle. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
Mahomes looking to throw on 3rd and 2. And that is caught for the touchdown, Kansas City. Amon-Ra St. Brown from 3 yards out. And the Chiefs are able to add on to that lead. So they're able to capitalize there on the short field, and that might prove to be the score that turns out the lights.
The party's over. Oh, sorry about that. That's an old reference there, folks. But, yeah, they've been the better of the 2 teams by far, and that's great complimentary football right there. Defense gets the turnover, sets up the short field,
and it's intercepted at the goal line. Blocked by Antoine Winfield Jr.
Am I going to just stop touring and just put music out? Because I'm like, I don't have to tour. I just like to do it.
Most teams do, when they take one attempt, they pass the ball. Instead, it gets intercepted. And remember, if you pick it off, you get a chance to take it all the way back and get 2 points yourself, right?
Yeah, not the case there. That's why you got to be really careful with those throws, especially to the outside.
I have to find a new medium of what that even means.
And Tampa Bay trots out there now. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic, to get home to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10. They keep it on the ground. White again. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure you're back. You spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage. But that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. We're back now in KC
that's okay.
A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4.
The
Bucs on third down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. Here it's 3rd and 2. And now another turnover as this one's intercepted. Trent McDuffie with a pick. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Really great questions, and I hope that will cause something out of this.
Well, this one was already ugly, and now it's just kind of becoming a feast on the defensive side of the football.
Yeah, partner, this is unit that knows they've got this game in the bag with this huge lead, and it's going to drive their coaches crazy because they're telling them play it straight, do all the right things. But these guys are going to be freewheeling now. All of them are going to take chances. And that one pays off with an INT and a return for 6.
Extra point by Butker is on target. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. With the Bucs offense making their way back out on the field, let's take a look at the playoff picture, Charles, coming into the weekend in the NFC. Where they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat. Now Mayfield and the Bucs come up on 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. After the pick 6, they go right back to the air. Sanders has it over the middle. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Mayfield down. And once again, this is Sanders. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 22 yards on the catch and run, a 1st down.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
This is White on the screen. A good convergence there defensively, only a yard on 2nd down.
What's the saying? I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel. I'm not trying to do nothing too new. I just think these are
Mayfield with it once more. Throws a quick hitter on the slant. That's complete. And he'll be brought down with a 1st down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 29-yard line. A really nice pickup of 14 yards.
This nigga cussing.
Yeah.
What do you love most about? I think you've been
Mayfield now looking to throw on 1st down. On the slant, he's got Sanders.
What gets you excited?
And down inside the 15 he goes. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. Mayfield looks to throw it. Over the middle, he finds Godwin complete. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
And I'm always interested, like, what it means to have those great partnerships. Like, trust.
Mayfield.
What do you get out of the relationship?
Godwin's got it. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. A 5-yard touchdown catch. And the Buccaneers get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit.
Just sat in the archive for years and no one ever seen that. Now,
extra point right down the middle, and that will cut this lead down to 25. So the drive winds up going 75 yards in 7 plays. And it's Chris Godwin who finishes things off with a touchdown reception. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And this team continues to stake its claim as Super Bowl favorites. They are now eyeing an 8th straight win as they begin this drive here in the 4th quarter.
Project League.
132 yards on the ground for him now as he's gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they turn to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. An 11-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Chiefs first down.
So what happens when you fight?
In motion left is Rice.
Really?
Back to Mixon on first down. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. This drive starts with 2 steps forward and now 1 back. A pair of first downs and here a loss of yardage. When this offense gathers to watch the tape, they're going to like a lot of what they saw. They put up big numbers, but they might fast forward through that last play.
Oh, there won't be any fast forwarding, partner. I've sat in those sessions before. You end up spending more time on the bad plays than you do on the good ones. It's just the nature of coaches. But I know sitting in that room, when you've had a big game, the night that they've had, you don't want to hear that. You just want to focus on the good stuff.
Here is 3rd and 5.
One of the most amazing performances.
He'll look to throw.
Yes.
Oh my God, bro!
This is intercepted. Picked off by Asante Samuel Jr. down the left sideline. And it's a pick six.
I'm trading this
He
nigga,
brings
bro.
it back to the house for a Buccaneer TD. Now they'll line up to kick the extra point.
I'm physically okay. I am on stage for 90 minutes of my own non-stop movement, but I'm
And
pretty
that'll
much
cut the lead down now to 18.
Man, the mental toll it takes on
Heck of
you.
a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
Where I'm gonna eat, bro, it's
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
Bro, it's training.
KC's offense ready to take over. And that pick six a moment ago doesn't change things too much. They still seem pretty comfortable with a 3-possession fourth-quarter lead. Throw left side, taken in by Jefferson. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That's good for 28 yards. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. They'll set up to throw. On the check down, he finds Kamara. So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
Is at a higher, just a heavier weight here than like the U.S. So that makes up for it.
Yeah. I mean,
Back to throw.
How do you recover? How do you, like...
Throw to St. Brown, complete on the left side.
You've got so many ideas.
And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a first down.
I know you would like
Tell you what, it looks like he's shaking off that pick six just fine. It's not just defensive backs that have to have short memories. Quarterbacks utilize that as well. A much more confident throw right there.
I'm just wondering how you recharge, how you sort of fill up as a creative person after like doing something that's like so physically and emotionally draining. This bird wants to hit you.
On 1st and 10, here's Pacheco.
I love that.
A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with 3rd down coming up.
That place is so weird and it's really ugly.
They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. That'll go as a pickup of 8.
My question for you is like up to been working really hard on one specific like body of work. How do you kind of find your flow again? Or is
into the end zone. Touchdown, Kansas City.
I say that in the sense of like, all right,
did my eyes deceive me? Or was that an eye formation play that was just run there for a touchdown? Old school. How about that? Was that a fullback? Tailback? Running it into the end zone?
Well, that's what that fullback's for, right? That's why you use that. Let him pave the way.
Oh, without a doubt. He's an extra blocker. He did his job well on that play.
Extra point by Buccaneers on target. And they open the lead up now to 25. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
By the time you guys hear it, so like, it's like a weave.
And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Back now comes Tampa Bay. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things in this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
The offense on third down tonight, they've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This will be third and forever. Throwing, Mayfield. Man, and he hits him in stride.
Are you serious?
A heck of a play there on third down, but amazingly, they're still short for 4.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
And I have a few folks that I know, and I go to their
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it. Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. And this winds up a disaster, nowhere near the marker. The Bucs try it on fourth down, but come up empty. And the Chiefs will have the football back in excellent field position.
Partner, when you see a running play stop short like that, you just know that the defensive front, they won the battle of leverage and created a push back into the opposing backfield.
And for the offensive coordinator, whether you had 1 yard to go or 20 yards to go on fourth down, now you're probably saying, oh, maybe I should have passed it, right?
Yeah, hindsight is always 2020.
That is brought down, but not before a game of 13, down to the 13. First and 10 in the red zone.
But it's community, but it's in terms of like collaboration. Do you know what I mean? I feel like there's spaces,
now they work on first and 10.
There's spaces, and this is what people connect and fine, but in terms of actually like mixing, I don't know, like as an artist myself, collaborating with another artist is kind of like unheard of. How would you like push that, I guess? Just ask people in it.
They're going to look to throw. This is caught. And in for the Chiefs touchdown. Cade Otton from 13 yards out. And the Chiefs are on their way to a 13th win on the year as they add on to their lead. But Charles, in this win, they've really just had one speed, and that's been all out. They're still driving the ball downfield despite the circumstances and the big lead, and they just continue to find ways to get into the end zone with ease.
They're certainly in that zone where almost everything they try is successful and often leads to points. Teams don't get those types of games very often, so when they do, many of them just want to take advantage of it to the last second.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out, because now it's not a total loss, because as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out personnel. They were going up against a team that was playing at an elite level. That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on third down.
Don't check your phone. Don't take pictures.
Now Mayfield.
If you see something.
And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's fourth down. And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Desperation time. Mayfield on fourth down. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's going to have the Bucs first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on fourth. So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45.
Hi, I'm Brian. I've studied.
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. And on the catch right side, this is Sanders. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
I think it's
from the 41, here's 2nd and 6.
I'm so lucky that they trust me.
Mayfield to throw it.
They're like, well, all right, I guess he'll dress like a dinosaur.
Looking left side, and it's complete. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. A great play there. 41 yards. And the Buccaneers are able to cut into that deficit.
I know these wide receivers are about flash and dash and high-flying plays, but a good number of them play running back at some point in their career, and that's how they finish off a lot of their big plays, run after the catch.
And this time he finishes off the big play in the end zone. Extra point splits the uprights, and that will cut this lead down to 25. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Derrick Henry trots back out there and gets ready to go. He's already hit pay dirt twice. He's up over 100 yards. He is feeling good.
He's just zipping along today. Everything coming together for him. It's that type of a day that you see a back just kind of have a grin on his face every time his number is called. Because he doesn't think there's going to be any lost yardage plays. Nothing but big-time positive runs.
Making the sideline grin as well. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. Well, there's your leading receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage, putting on another clinic, well over 100 yards.
Are we taking notes? We should be, right? Because I'm going to go back and watch this tape and really enjoy what I'm seeing. The route running, competing for the football, just breaking down the defense.
And that's going to be a Chiefs first down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line. It seemed like a couple sets of eyes were on the quarterback, so he decided, hey, I'm going to hand this off. Got a good game out of it.
And you know you need good blocking up front in order to gain yardage, but every one of these RPOs, if you do it right and they look the same, whether it's handed off inside or the quarterback keeps it, that allows you to fool the defense so often. And in this case, fooled it with the inside run.
Big thing that's happening now, and he exists in a world where if he follows
just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
Adjust to him.
So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back from the 46. Here's 2nd and 2.
And I may still tell him I think you're
inside handoff, Henry.
You believe it?
And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1. We talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
And he will have a Chiefs first down, and comfortably so, as he gets 5 there on 3rd and a yard. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just speed up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
It's so many moments.
The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Well, they just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there.
By the grace of the universe, it felt like it worked. And it's crazy. It's tonight, can you talk to us, I guess, about patience? Because I'm not someone who's impatient. But can you talk to everyone here about, I guess, the patience that it requires to see something over the line?
That one looks like he'll throw here. That's complete to his tight end, Freiermuth. Now another timeout called for by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
I'll probably have a kid by the time, and then we're paying taxes by the time whatever we cook up happens. Seriously, and it's like,
second and a couple.
It's gonna come, so might as well just keep it rocking.
They'll look to throw here.
My name's Sid, and
it's caught. And he's brought down. They probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. Again, he'll drop to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. So it goes from a 3-score to a 4-score lead here, the closing moments of the 4th quarter. And whether they got that bonus touchdown or not, it's been a pretty impressive performance.
And they did it with not much time left. But they took what little time was on the clock and used it well, didn't they? Put a real exclamation point on the win with that score.
There's an example. Now we're a Louis Silver shoe, but a couple years ago,
extra point by Butker is on target. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
Let's go. Let's create a silver shoe. I don't think a lot of people bought it.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
Build over the years of saying yes, because to your point, everything.
And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
How do you call a timeout?
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Use that as ammo going forward.
Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
Now one final throw here is incomplete, and that is how this one will come to an end. But as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go to each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for Kansas City, they continue to rack up the victories as this one moves them to 13-2 on the year. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for the Bucs, they fall under 500 now as they drop to 7-8. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaughan. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. The Chiefs victorious here as we say so long from Arrowhead.
And that's the importance of, like, trusting yourself and just putting it out. Like, so you can build that resume. So when you get the opportunity to do something big, crazy with a company, you could be like, but it worked. And then it's like, the terms lean more into you when it comes to the creative stuff.
I also want to say that your creativity is contagious as well. So, like, when I sent you the old catalogs, and you started, my phone started to go off. Like,
I'm supposed to be on stage, by the way. I'm just in the back, which I'm like,
and you're like, we have to make these. And then we flew out, we sat with the Clancy's, and Tyler, you had printouts. Like, I've never seen, even Kelly, you're like, printed out pictures from our
back catalog and said, you have to make these, and this is why. Like, you gave a presentation. So it's also that passion. I mean, that's what's incredible about working with you. So just to give you a shout out.
Yeah. Great skin, by the way. The sun came off right when we started talking. I was like, God damn it, Charlie. Love it.
Hi, I'm Toby.
What's up, Toby? I like your guy.
Thank you so much. As an artist that also sits in an alternative space, you kind of like probably get like constant different ideas like coming to you. How do you kind of like narrow down into like what you know is you and what's like kind of like streamlined to who you are? And then my second question was, do you feel like you've got like any